let's explore the architecture of a modern security operations center and how it combines the various systems and aggregates data to provide you with that 360-degree view we were talking about before. So the first thing to understand is that the traditional security operations center, let's call it the legacy one, usually has an on-prem fusion center. Call it a fusion center because you fuse all the data together. In there, you would have some kind of a SIEM, security information and event management system, and you have sensors, right, for your network, for your endpoints, and then you collect data from your government or critical infrastructure data centers into that environment. You also have another side, right, these days, which is you have a cloud provider environment. And in there, you will have, again, government tenants, critical infrastructure tenants, and then you would have different technology pillars in that infrastructure. So network, of course, cloud infrastructure, we have identity and access management, PaaS systems, SaaS systems, IaaS, OT, IoT, and IT components. And you need to be able to have a platform that allows you to do what we call extended detection and response systems so that it correlates at a very fine-grained level all of these different technology pillars into a single extended detection and response platform. So I need to be able to fuse that data, right, from my XDR system into my SIEM, along with other types of data. And once we do that, we will be able to then say, okay, I need to now have some kind of hyperscale cyber defense platform to be able to scale to the volume and to be able to deal with the complexity and sophistication of cyber attacks these days, because my traditional on-prem systems were not designed to be able to deal with these modern threats. And so what you see, that blue line going down, is essentially where this hyperscale cyber defense platform can integrate with and augment the capabilities of the on-prem systems you have, giving you that ability to do it at scale and be able to deal with the volumes and sophistication of attacks that are happening. You also want to be able to say, well, I want to ingest third-party threat intelligence that I may have from a particular provider. And I also want to be able to share intelligence with regional and international partners that I may have. In there, I may be able to do security threat intelligence collaboration. I may be able to do user behavior analysis. I want to be able to do workload security platform management. And I want to be able to do and have the capability of looking at how adversaries are looking at me externally and internally. So this is what this hyperscale cyber defense platform will do. Now, you have your analysts and hunters, and they usually use this case management system. And in there, they track and document incidents, and they use that also to be able to have future knowledge into what caused any particular incident. But when you have these few analysts and hunters, and you have adversaries on nation states that are capable of having hundreds of thousands of very well-motivated, dedicated and well-paid cyber offensive attackers, just having a handful or even hundreds of folks in your analysts and hunters environment may not be enough. So what you want to do is you want to enlist the help of an artificial intelligence system that is fine-tuned and trained specifically for cybersecurity, as is the case of Microsoft's Security Copilot, so that these analysts and hunters can augment their scale, the volume, the ability to hone in on very high risk, valuable incidents that they need to focus on, as opposed to trying to find a needle in a haystack of incidents that are coming into the environment. And so what this allows them to do, and it allows the public sector organization to do, is to be able to augment the skilling and act as a force multiplier for their analysts and hunters without necessarily having to add a lot more people. And you can also reskill existing people that you may have. You also will need in your security operations center the ability to say, well, it doesn't matter how awesome your security operations center is, you eventually are going to have some kind of cyber incident. So you need to be able to have incident response and recovery so that they help you deal with incidents and augment, the capabilities of your analysts and hunters to deal with this and be able to evict that adversary that may be there. You also want some kind of government security program that provides you with a threat intelligence feed like the one that Microsoft provides to government entities to be able to give you information that we collect around the world that may be able to inform your threat intelligence ecosystem. But other than raw signaling, what you also want is the ability to have context. And we provide that through this Microsoft Threat Analysis Center that will give you that ability to say, well, here's a particular set of nation states or cyber criminals that are particularly targeting your infrastructure. And these are the indicators of compromise that they're using today. And then lastly, you want to be able to say, well, I want to potentially help alleviate some of the workload of my analysts and hunters. So potentially I would work with a partner or a security service provider to be able to do managed detection and response, to be able to bring to my analysts and hunters the most important high critical incidents that they should be focusing on. And then lastly, you want to be able to say, well, I need this hyperscale modern platform to be able to report on and continuously help me address regulatory compliance needs that I may have in this particular environment. Cybersecurity is a complex and dynamic field that requires an end-to-end comprehensive and agile approach. By aggregating diverse security signals across your digital infrastructure and then fusing them into a single cohesive security data lake, you can then use a cyber-trained generative AI platform, such as Security Copilot, to gain actionable insights to quickly identify high-risk gaps in your defenses. If security is fragmented and not fully integrated, and you leave doors that are unlocked or not being monitored, you are more vulnerable to an attack through these blind spots. Hackers are always in the lookout for these blind spots and are quick to exploit these weak links to compromise your data. It's essential to have a unified and coordinated cybersecurity strategy that covers all aspects of your environment and provides you with a 360-degree view of your digital ecosystem to help you make actionable, informed decisions about how best to protect your assets and avoid a cyber incident. For more information on cybersecurity in the public sector, please visit aka.ms/public sector cybersecurity. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this video useful and informative.